The Quiet Kid and the Broken Station. The space station was old. It floated alone near a dead gray planet, far from busy trade routes and bright stars. Its metal walls were scratched and dark. Lights flickered often. Some halls were always cold. Others were silent for days. Most people hated working here, but the human kid lived here. His name was Eli. Eli was small for his age. Thin, quiet. He wore an oversized jacket that once belonged to a worker who never came back. His hair was always messy, and his shoes had one broken lace. People noticed these things, but they did not really see him. They almost never did. Eli did not talk much. He listened more than he spoke. When adults argued, he stayed silent. When machines broke, he watched them closely. When alarms rang, he did not panic like others. He only waited. Every day after work shifts ended, Eli walked through the empty parts of the station, places where no one cared to go anymore. Broken storage rooms, old docking halls, long metal corridors with peeling paint. And there he drew. He found broken tools, bits of chalk, and burned wires. With them, he drew pictures on the walls and floors. Simple pictures. Stars, circles, stick people, sometimes ships, sometimes animals he had never seen before. Drawing made the noise in his head quiet. The workers thought he was strange. A useless kid, some said. A waste of space, others whispered. No one knew where Eli's parents were. Records were missing. No one asked questions. On stations like this, questions often led to trouble. So Eli stayed invisible until the day the station went silent. It happened during the artificial night cycle. Most workers were asleep. A few guards watched security screens, bored and tired. Then the power flickered. Once, twice. The lights dimmed, then turned red. An alarm tried to sound, but stopped halfway, cutting itself off like it was afraid. The station shook. Not a big explosion, not a full attack. Something small had hit the outer hull. Guards jumped up. Screens came alive. Emergency lights flashed. Impact detected. A system voice said, broken and slow. Ships were scanned. Nothing. Weapons were checked. Nothing. No enemy signals. That was worse. Eli sat up in his small room. He did not scream. He did not cry. He listened. He felt something was wrong. Not danger. Fear. But not his own. He pulled on his jacket and stepped into the hallway. Red lights painted the walls. The station felt tense, like it was holding its breath. Eli followed a sound. A soft one. A scraping noise. It came from an old cargo bay that had been closed for years. The doors were half open now. Inside, smoke drifted slowly. The air smelled burnt. Metal was bent inward, like something had punched its way through. Eli stepped closer. Then he saw it. At first, he thought it was a broken machine. Then it moved. Curled between shattered crates was a small creature, about the size of a large dog. Its skin shimmered like dark silver. Tiny wings twitched weakly on its back. One was torn. Its chest rose and fell fast. Its eyes opened. They were bright gold. The creature froze when it saw Eli. So did Eli. They stared at each other. Across the galaxy, stories about dragons were clear. Dragons destroyed fleets. Dragons burned worlds. Dragons showed no mercy. This was a dragon. A baby dragon. Wounded. Shaking. Terrified. Eli's heart beat faster, but his feet did not move. The dragon let out a weak sound. Not a roar. Not fire. A scared sound. Like it was crying. Footsteps echoed behind Eli. Voices shouted. There's something in the cargo bay. Get weapons. Don't let it escape. Eli looked at the dragon. The dragon looked back. Its eyes were full of fear. Not anger. Not hate. Fear. Eli slowly sat down on the floor. The guard shouted louder. Kid, move away. But Eli did not listen. He picked up a small piece of broken chalk from the floor. His hands shook a little. He turned his back to the dragon. Not fully, but enough to show he was not attacking. Then he started to draw. A simple circle. Then another. 2 dots. A small line. A face. The guards froze. The dragon stopped shaking. Eli drew another figure next to the first one. 2 simple shapes. Side by side. He gently pushed the chalk forward so the dragon could see it better. The dragon's head lowered. Slowly, carefully it lifted one claw and watched. The station cameras captured everything. No one breathed. In that broken cargo bay, with red lights flashing and weapons ready outside, a human child drew pictures on the floor, and a dragon watched him learn what fear was not. The galaxy had no idea, but something ancient had just begun. The dragon that couldn't speak. No one moved. The guards stood frozen at the door of the cargo bay. Their weapons were raised, but their fingers did not pull the trigger. Orders echoed in their helmets, but no one obeyed. Because the dragon did not attack, and the human kid did not run. Eli sat on the cold metal floor, his knees pulled close to his chest. The broken chalk rested in his fingers. His drawing was simple, two small figures side by side. Nothing special, nothing dangerous. Yet the baby dragon stared at it like it was the most important thing in the universe. The dragon's chest moved fast. Its wings twitched. Pain was clear in every movement. One wing dragged on the floor, torn and burned from the crash. Dark blood slowly spread beneath it. Still, the dragon did not roar. It did not breathe fire. It only watched the chalk. Eli felt eyes on his back. Cameras, guards, people shouting into radios. But all of that felt far away. Right now, there was only him and the dragon. Slowly, Eli drew another shape. A star. 5 simple lines. He pushed the chalk a little closer to the dragon, then pulled his hand back. The dragon blinked. Its head tilted to the side. Then something strange happened. The dragon lifted its claw and touched the floor. Metal scraped softly. The claw moved slowly, clumsy and unsure. It tried to copy the star. The shape was bad. The lines were uneven. It looked nothing like a star, but it was a try. A sharp breath escaped one of the guards. That thing, it's learning. No, another whispered. That's not possible. Dragons did not learn from other species. That was known across the galaxy. Dragons ruled by strength, fear, and fire. They did not copy. They commanded. Yet this one copied a human child. Eli smiled. Just a little. He did not speak. He never needed many words. He drew again. This time, a straight line. Then another. A box. He tapped it twice. The dragon watched closely, eyes shining with focus. Pain seemed forgotten. Slowly it tried again. A rough box appeared on the floor. Eli nodded. That was when the dragon made a sound. Not a roar. Not fire. A broken, shaking sound came from its throat. Low and weak. Like it was trying to say something, but did not know how. The translators on the station activated automatically. They searched dragon language files. Nothing. They searched threat patterns. Nothing. The sound did not match any known dragon call. Eli tilted his head. He waited. The dragon tried again. The sound came out softer this time. Slower. The translators paused. Then froze. Then beeped. On every screen in the station, one message appeared. Unrecognized language structure. Learning mode detected. Scientists watching from other sectors leaned forward. Officers stopped breathing. Dragons did not learn language like this. Eli gently placed the chalk on the floor and pushed it toward the dragon. The dragon stared at it, then at Eli, then back at the chalk. Carefully, painfully, it dragged its claw again. This time, it did not draw a shape. It scratched lines. Not pictures. Symbols. They were small, weak, shaky, but they were symbols. The translators worked fast. Too fast. Then they stopped. The words appeared slowly on the main screen. One word. Just one. Friend. The station went silent. A hardened soldier lowered his weapon without realizing it. A scientist covered her mouth. Someone in command whispered, "No, that can't be right." Dragons did not say that word. Ever. That word was not part of dragon culture. Dragons spoke of power, territory, fire, and blood. There was no word for friend in their language, which meant something impossible. The dragon had not translated a dragon word. It had created a new one. From a human child. Eli felt his eyes sting. He did not cry, but his throat felt tight. He pointed at the drawing of the two figures. Then he gently tapped his own chest. Then the dragon's. The dragon watched him closely. Then it nodded. Just once. Outside the cargo bay, alarms suddenly blared again. New signals appeared. Long-range scanners lit up. Multiple warp signatures detected. A voice shouted. Dragon vessels. Ancient class. The dragon elders had felt it. The baby dragon curled closer to the wall. Fear returned to its eyes. Not fear of humans. Fear of its own kind. Eli stood up. Slowly. Carefully. He stepped between the dragon and the door. The guard shouted, "Kid, move. Get away from it." Eli did not move. He held up the chalk. Behind him, the baby dragon made that soft sound again. The galaxy was watching now, and the question was no longer what the dragon would do. It was what humanity would choose. When kindness stood in front of fire, the word that shook the galaxy. The station was no longer alone. Outside the broken hull, space twisted and bent. One by one, massive shapes appeared from warp. Their shadows covered the weak light of distant stars. Ancient dragon ships. They were huge, old, covered in scars from wars older than most civilizations. Each ship carried the power to burn a world. Inside the station, every screen flashed red. Dragon fleet confirmed. Elder-class vessels. Signal priority, absolute. People ran. Doors sealed. Defense systems powered up, though everyone knew it was useless. If the dragons attacked, the station would not survive a single minute. In the cargo bay, Eli stood still, between the door and the baby dragon. The baby dragon pressed its body against the wall. Its breathing was fast again. Fear rolled off it like heat. Not fear of death, fear of judgment. It had broken dragon law. It had learned from a human. It had spoken a forbidden word. Friend. A deep sound filled the station. Not an alarm. A voice. It did not come through speakers. It vibrated through metal, bone, and blood. Ancient. Heavy. Cold. Present the child. Every translator caught it. Every being understood. The command was not loud. It did not need to be. Guards turned toward Eli. Orders came fast. Hand over the kid. This is bigger than us. We can't protect him. Eli felt the room close in. His hands tightened. He did not understand politics or dragon law. He only knew one thing. The dragon behind him was scared. A scientist shouted from screen, "If they see the bond, they may kill them both." Another voice replied, "Or they may erase the station." No good choice remained. The doors to the cargo bay began to open. Slow. Heavy. With each second, the pressure grew. Air shook. Lights dimmed. 3 figures stepped inside. Not ships. Dragons. Elders. They were enormous. Their scales glowed like burning stars. Their eyes were ancient suns, filled with memory and war. Each step cracked the metal floor. The baby dragon whimpered. It tried to hide behind Eli. Eli did not step away. The largest elder lowered its head. Its voice was calm, but sharp like a blade. "This child teaches what should not be taught." Eli looked up. His legs shook, but he did not fall. He reached down, picked up the chalk. Slowly, he turned and knelt on the floor. He drew again. A simple line. Another line. 2 figures. One small, one with wings. He drew a line between them. A connection. The elders watched. The room was silent. The baby dragon crawled forward. Pain slowed it, but it moved anyway. With effort, it scratched another word beneath the drawing. This time it was clearer, stronger. Friend. The word echoed in every mind. One elder hissed. Another turned its head away. "This word is weakness," one said. The baby dragon lifted its head. For the first time, it did not shake. It stood. Its wings trembled, but its eyes were steady. It made the sound again. The translators worked. Then words came. Broken. Slow. "But alone is death." Silence fell. The elders stared. That sentence did not come from dragon law. It came from understanding. A memory stirred in the oldest elder's eyes. A memory of a time before endless war. Before dragons ruled by fear alone. The elder spoke again. "This child did not chain you." The baby dragon shook its head. "He did not burn you." The dragon looked at Eli. Then it nodded. "No." The elder turned its gaze to the humans watching through the screens. "Then why does the child stand before fire?" Eli stood up. He did not speak. He placed the chalk in front of the elders. Then he opened his hands. Empty. No weapon. No threat. Just trust. The oldest elder stared at him for a long time. Then it said words no dragon had spoken in 10,000 years. "We will not judge by strength today." Gasps echoed through the station. The elder stepped back. "But the galaxy will." Outside, Signals exploded across space. News spread. Panic followed. Some worlds celebrated. Others prepared for war. Because if a dragon could learn kindness, then the old order was breaking. And change is the most dangerous thing in the universe. Eli felt a small claw wrap around his finger. He looked down. The baby dragon held on. Not as a weapon. Not as a shield. As a promise. And far beyond the station, empires began to fear something worse than dragons. They feared hope. When the galaxy chose fear, the galaxy did not sleep that day. From core worlds to broken colonies, every screen showed the same image. A human child, a wounded baby dragon, and a word written in rough lines. Friend. Some worlds went silent. Others exploded in panic. On war planets, generals shouted orders. Fleets powered engines. Old weapons were pulled out of storage. On rich worlds, leaders whispered behind closed doors. This changes everything. If dragons learn emotions, they can change alliances. If humans can teach dragons, humans become dangerous. The fear did not come from dragons anymore. It came from humanity. On the broken space station, Eli did not know any of this. He sat beside the baby dragon in the cargo bay. The dragon rested its head near his knee. Machines worked slowly on its torn wing. Medical drones hummed softly. Eli drew while he waited. He drew trees he had never seen, houses he had never lived in, a sky with blue color instead of black space. The dragon watched. It copied. Not perfectly, but better than before. Each line was stronger. Each shape was clearer. But outside that quiet moment, the galaxy moved toward violence. A secure signal reached the station. Priority, absolute. A human council appeared on the main screen. Their faces were tight. Cold. The situation is no longer local, one leader said. This child is now a symbol. Another added, and symbols start wars. Orders followed. The dragon will be transferred. The child will be separated. For his own safety, Eli stood up. He did not shout. He did not cry. He shook his head. The baby dragon felt it. Its body tensed. A low sound escaped its chest. The metal floor beneath its claws warmed. Guard stepped back. Easy, one whispered. Easy. The dragon was learning emotions fast. Too fast. That scared everyone. A second signal broke through. Dragon frequency. An elder appeared. Massive. Burning eyes filled the screen. Do not touch the child. The human council froze. This bond is under dragon watch, the elder said. Breaking it will be seen as an attack. The air felt heavy. Two powers stared at each other. Neither blinked. Behind them, smaller voices began to rise. Alien coalitions. Merchant guilds. Weapon worlds. They demanded action. Destroy the station. Kill the dragon. Take the child. Fear grew louder than reason. Then something worse happened. A shot rang out. Not from a dragon. Not from a warship. From inside the station. A small group of armed contractors stormed the cargo bay. They wore no flags. No symbols. Only profit in their eyes. Grab the kid. One rushed forward. Eli did not move. The baby dragon screamed. Fire burst from its mouth. Not a blast. Not a wave. A single line of flame. It hit the floor between Eli and the attackers. The metal melted. The contractors stopped. Too late. Defense turrets activated. Chaos exploded. Smoke. Screams. Alarms. In the confusion, the baby dragon spread its broken wings and placed itself fully in front of Eli. Fire burned along its scales. Its small body shook, but it did not retreat. It roared. This time, the sound was clear. Strong. The translators activated. I choose. The station froze. I choose him. Every channel picked it up. Across the galaxy, millions heard the words. A dragon had chosen a human. Not by command. Not by law. By will. The dragon elder closed its eyes. Then it is decided, it said, any hand raised against the child is raised against dragonkind. Silence followed. Then fear turned into something else. Understanding. On the station floor, Eli reached out and touched the dragon's neck. It was warm. Alive. The galaxy had crossed a line, and there was no going back, because now it was no longer a child teaching a dragon. It was a dragon protecting a human, and the universe would have to live with that choice. The day the galaxy blinked, the warning spread faster than light. Every major system received the same message. The child is under dragon protection. For the first time in known history, dragons had chosen a side in a conflict that was not their own, and the galaxy panicked. War fleets moved into position. Human ships, alien armadas, private mercenary groups, everyone prepared at once. Old treaties shattered. Emergency councils met and failed within minutes. Because no one agreed on one thing. Was the human child a miracle or a weapon? On the broken station, Eli felt the change before anyone told him. The air felt tight, heavy, like a storm waiting to break. The baby dragon stood beside him now, no longer hiding. Its broken wing was bound with metal supports and glowing medical seals. Pain still lived in its eyes, but fear did not. Fear had changed into something else. Resolve. A senior human officer entered the cargo bay, hands raised. No weapon. Eli, he said softly. We need to move you. Eli shook his head. We can't protect you here, the officer continued. This station will be the first target. Eli looked down at the dragon. The dragon looked back. Then the dragon stepped forward. The officer froze. The dragon spoke slowly, each word hard to form. This is my place. The officer swallowed. Before anyone could respond, alarms screamed again, louder than before. Multiple fleets detected. Unknown coalition signature. A massive force dropped out of warp around the station. Not human, not dragon. An alliance of fear. Species that had once lost worlds to dragon fire. Empires that feared change more than war. They had united for one purpose. In this bond, a transmission cut through all channels. This station is under judgment. Hand over the child, or be erased. Eli felt his hands shake. Not because he was scared, because he understood. They were afraid of him, of what he represented. The dragon moved closer to him. Then it did something no one expected. It lowered its head, touched its forehead to Eli's chest. A dragon bow. Gasps echoed across the station and across the galaxy. The elder dragons appeared on screen again. Their voices were calm. Too calm. You threaten extinction, the lead elder said. The coalition answered, we prevent it. Silence followed. Then the elder spoke one sentence that would be remembered forever. Then watch. The elder dragon raised its wings. Across space, dragon ships ignited their cores, but did not fire. They positioned themselves between the station and the coalition fleets. A shield of living fire. The message was clear. To reach the child, they would have to burn the stars themselves. Eli stepped forward. He did something no one expected from child. He picked up the chalk. He walked to the center of the cargo bay. Cameras followed. He knelt, and he drew. Not two figures. Not a bond. He drew many shapes. Different sizes. Different forms. Standing together. He wrote one word beneath them. The dragon helped him finish it. The word appeared on every screen. Together. The coalition hesitated. Weapons locked. Fleets waited. This was the moment. War or something new. The baby dragon stood tall despite the pain. Fire burned softly along its scales. Not as rage, but as light. It spoke again. Clear now. If you fear change, you will die fighting it. If you accept it, you live. The coalition commander stared at the image of a child and a dragon. And for the first time since the galaxy learned to kill, someone hesitated. One fleet powered down. Then another. Then another. The coalition broke apart. Not in battle, but in doubt. Fear lost its grip. The station survived. Eli sat down slowly. His legs felt weak. The dragon curled beside him, protective and proud. The elder dragon spoke once more. Today, the galaxy blinked. And tomorrow, it will learn. Far away, hidden eyes watched. Not fearful. Not hesitant. Interested. Because the story was no longer about a child and a dragon. It was about a future that could not be stopped. The price of choosing hope. The galaxy did not calm down. It only went quiet. And quiet was worse. After the coalition fleets pulled back, no cheers followed. No celebrations. No peace announcements. Every world waited, watching the stars, wondering what price would be demanded next. Because history never changed without blood. On the broken station, Eli slept for the first time in days. He lay on a simple bed near the cargo bay. The baby dragon slept beside him, curled tightly, its warm body rising and falling in slow breaths. For a moment, everything felt safe. That moment did not last. Far beyond known space, something ancient stirred. A signal older than dragon language echoed through the void. It was not sent by dragons. It was not human. It was a watcher, something that had seen empires rise and fall, and it had noticed the child. Back on the station, the elder dragons gathered in silence. Their massive forms filled the holographic chamber. Their eyes were heavy with understanding. One bond has shifted the balance, one elder said. Balance demands cost, another replied. The eldest spoke last. The child has awakened more than fear and hope. He has awakened attention. The words settled heavily. Attention meant danger. Eli woke suddenly, not from noise, from absence. The dragon beside him lifted its head, eyes sharp. The station felt empty. Too empty. Lights dimmed. Systems slowed. Even the hum of machines faded, as if the station itself was holding its breath. Then gravity failed. For a heartbeat, everything floated. Then a tear opened in space inside the cargo bay. Not a warp gate. A wound. Darkness spilled out, swallowing light. Shapes moved inside it. Slow, vast, unknowable. Alarm screamed. This is not dragon tech. This is not human tech. Eli floated toward the tear. The baby dragon grabbed him with its claws and pulled him back. A voice came from the darkness. Not loud. Not angry. Curious. So small and yet so loud. Every mind heard it. This child bends ancient fire and fragile flesh. What are you? The dragon elders reacted instantly. Their ships powered weapons older than stars. You will not take him, the eldest elder said. The voice laughed softly. I do not take. I test. The darkness reached out. Not toward the dragon. Toward Eli. The baby dragon roared and unleashed fire into the tear. Flames vanished, swallowed without effect. Eli felt fear for the first time. Not fear for himself. Fear that his friend would be hurt. He reached into his pocket, pulled out the chalk. His hand shook. He knew this thing did not care about weapons. But maybe it cared about meaning. Eli floated forward again. This time, the dragon did not pull him back. Instead, it followed. Together, Eli drew in the air. The chalk left glowing lines, reacting to the strange energy. Shapes formed, rough, simple, human. A child, a dragon, standing together before darkness. The voice paused. You answer with symbols. Yes, Eli whispered. His voice was small but clear. That's all I have. Silence. Then the darkness changed. The tear began to close. Not fast. Slowly. You are not power, the voice said. You are direction. With direction comes responsibility. The presence faded. The station's gravity returned. Lights came back. Systems rebooted. Eli collapsed into the dragon's chest. The dragon wrapped its wings around him. The elder dragons spoke together. The galaxy will not forgive this easily. Others will come. But now, there is no turning back. Eli looked up. Then we teach them, he said. The baby dragon lifted its head and added, stronger now. Together, across the galaxy, ancient systems awakened. Old enemies whispered. New allies listened. Because the child had passed the first test. And the next one would demand sacrifice. The child who taught the stars. The galaxy held its breath. After the darkness faded, nothing attacked. No fleets moved. No weapons fired. That silence spread fear deeper than war ever could. Because everyone knew. Something ancient had noticed the child. On the broken station, repairs continued, but no one spoke loudly anymore. Workers walked slower. Soldiers checked the stars more often. Even the elder dragons remained near, their massive ships forming a quiet guard. Eli sat in the cargo bay with the dragon. No one called it baby anymore. It had grown, not just in size, in presence. Its scales glowed brighter. Its eyes held calm strength. The broken wing healed slowly, wrapped in metal and light. Eli drew beside it as always. Today he drew stars. Not one, many. Connected. The dragon watched carefully, then added something new. Words. Slow but clear. We are not alone. The message spread. Worlds listened. Some feared it. Some understood. The human council called for one final meeting. Dragons joined. Aliens who once wanted war appeared as well. Even species that had hidden for centuries spoke. The galaxy gathered. Not in one place. In one moment. The oldest dragon elder spoke. The child did not conquer. He did not threaten. He taught. A human leader stepped forward. We try to control the future with force. And failed. Silence followed. Then Eli stood. Small. Quiet. He did not belong among rulers and legends. But he belonged to the future. He held up the chalk. This is how I speak, he said simply. He turned to the screens. He drew. A child. A dragon. Then more shapes. Different forms. Standing side by side. He wrote one last word. Family. The galaxy went still. The ancient presence returned. Not as darkness. As light. It filled the stars without burning them. You have answered the final test, the voice said. Power was never the question. Connection was. The presence faded, leaving warmth behind. The elder dragons bowed. Not to kings. Not to fleets. To a human child. From that day on, dragon law changed. Fire was no longer the first answer. Human children were taught dragon symbols. Dragons learned human stories. War did not end, but meaning changed. Years passed. The station was rebuilt into a place of learning. Eli grew taller, his hands steadier, his chalk replaced by light pens and star maps. The dragon grew vast and strong. But when they stood together, they still drew. Together. On a clear day, long after fear had faded, the dragon spoke clearly. What are we? Eli smiled. He drew one last picture. Two figures. Side by side. Facing the stars. We are proof, Eli said, that kindness can be stronger than fire. That humanity's greatest weapon was never war. It was the courage to teach instead of destroy. And somewhere, deep in the universe, the stars listened. Because once, a human child taught a dragon how to draw, and the universe learned how to hope.